Hi, my name is Anna.
Hi Anna, I'm Sandra.
Nice to meet you. I want to welcome you to the Family Justice Center.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the Family Justice Center?
No, I've never been here before.
So we offer various services to victims of domestic violence. They're all in one location here at the Family Justice Center. So we have some community partners that offer counseling, and we have some legal services that help out with restraining orders. And we got support groups and Dress for Success. Before we start the intake, I wanted to tell you that I'm a mandated reporter. So if I hear that you wanted to hurt yourself or hurt someone else, I do have to report that. And if there are children involved, elderly, I also have to report that if there is suspect of abuse.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, you pretty much explained it all.
Okay. So I also wanted to tell you about the confidentiality here at the Family Justice Center. So everything that we talk about in here is, we're going to do everything we can to keep it confidential, but there are some things like your demographics that the community partners, like if you decide that you want counseling, they will be able to access that on the computer.
Okay.
And I saw here on the form that you're interested in having a restraining order?
Yes, I want a restraining order against my ex-husband.
Okay. So in that case, I will make a copy of the danger assessment that we're going to do, and so they will be able to see some of that information and what we talk about, because they do need that information to help you
Okay.
to do the restraining order. Do you have any questions about the confidentiality?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with the intake, and what that is, we're gonna have a danger assessment, and then we're going to do a safety planning. We don't know what, we can't predict what's going to happen in your particular case. So, but we want you to be aware of some of the dangers that you're facing, the risk factors, and also the danger of homicide that sometimes happens in abusive situations. So, and I have a calendar here that I'm going to mark approximate dates of when the abuse happened. And I know sometimes it's hard to remember the exact dates, but just roughly.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with the most recent abusive situation that you encountered. So what brought you in here today?
So I was told to come in by the detective. The most recent incident happened 2 days ago. We were at the house, his house. He got home, he was very drunk, very intoxicated. He wanted to keep drinking to go out and take the car, so I took the keys from him, and that started a whole argument. And before I knew it, he just grabbed me by the hair and pulled me to the wall, and I was trying to get away, and then he also punched me.
I'm sorry to hear that. Were there any witnesses to this?
No, there wasn't.
Okay. So did you hurt yourself? The bruising?
Yeah, my scalp was pretty sore, and then also when he punched me, he left like a mark on my cheek, a little bit.
So this is on your left side?
Yeah.
Now, when he did, you said your skull is sore. Is that from him pulling your hair?
Yeah.
Okay, and when
And also from the bump to the wall, and just pulled me and threw me to the wall.
Did you end up losing consciousness or anything like that? Or
Nothing.
when he punched you, you said, did he punch you with a closed fist or?
Closed fist.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. Were you trying to call the police?
I tried while we were just fighting. I tried to get my phone, but then he took it from me and he just threw it across the room, and there's no way of calling there was no phone near me. But luckily my neighbors heard and they were able to call the police.
Okay, so I'm glad that they were able to call. Now, so when the police came, was he still there?
Yes, he was. We weren't aware that they had called the police, so luckily he didn't have time to leave or anything.
So he was arrested.
Uh-huh.
And is he still in jail?
Yeah, he is.
Do you know when he's going to be released?
I believe he has court tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but the detective told me to come in and get the restraining order before he got out.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you're here because you're definitely at the right place. Okay. Can you recall the time before, like you go back in time, right before, when was another time that he has abused you?
It was probably like around a month and a half ago. We were arguing again because he was really drunk, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was telling him something and he just grabbed me, like tried to choke me, and it just happened so fast, and that's all I can remember. It was a tough night.
Oh, it really sounds like it. Now, when you said that he was trying to choke you, would you tell me a little bit more about that? Did you lose consciousness?
No, it was very quick. It was mostly just to, shut me up. He doesn't like me, telling him anything. Whatever he says goes, and I can't disagree with him because he's the man of the house. So he just quickly grabbed me, and I think we were just both scared, and then, I didn't report it to anybody or anything.
Okay, so there were no witnesses and you didn't tell anyone about it?
No, I was thinking about calling the police, but he quickly apologized and said, first he said he would never do that again, and then he said, it was my fault for, talking back to him, and so I just let it go.
But this is not your fault. This is not your fault. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I definitely want to tell you that, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to go back a little bit to the strangulation because it's very dangerous. We may not think it's as dangerous as it is. So when he did strangle you or choked you, how was he holding with one hand, but two hands? It
was just one hand, just kind of like pushing me back a little bit, but it just went up, and then that's it. It was very quick.
Okay. All right. So no bruising or anything like that after. Okay. You've been through a lot. Yeah. Can you recall another time?
I think there was another time around either Christmas or New Year's. I think it was New Year's. Once again, he was very drunk. Started arguing over something so insignificant, and he got really upset and started throwing things around the house, just punching the walls. He broke one of our TVs, and he did get a lamp and he threw it at me.
So when he threw the lamp, did he hit you? I mean, did it hurt you? Did it bruise you?
It was a couple scratches. It was on my back because I was walking away when he threw it at me. I had just kind of a couple scratches and like a little bruise from that.
And there were no witnesses at this time either, and you didn't tell anyone about it?
No, that time I did try to call the police, but he took my phone and I had no access to any phone to call. So I just let it go also.
So we're going to go into, would you just tell me a little bit about when he does talk to you, how does he talk to you? What are some of the things that he says?
He always just puts me down, and he's, whatever he says goes. He's the man of the house. I'm nobody without him.
That's what he says?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about some of his behaviors and how he's controlled.
And a lot of it is my fault. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but he makes me believe like it is. So I don't know, I'm just very confused.
Sure. We're definitely going to talk about that once we're done with the danger assessment. Can you recall any other times? How long have you been with him, anyway?
About a year.
And you're living together?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to get into the next part of the danger assessment. And it's yes or no questions, and some of them may pertain to you and some may not, but just do the best you can as yes or no. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, has the physical violence increased in severity or frequency over the past year?
Yes.
Does he own a gun?
No.
Have you left him after living together during the past year?
Just this time.
Okay. Is he unemployed?
Yes.
Has he ever used a weapon against you or threatened you with a lethal weapon?
That time when he was throwing things around the house, there was also a knife around, and all he did was just grab it. He didn't do anything or go towards me. It's just, I think he was trying to scare me or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does he threaten to kill you?
No. I mean, I guess yes. Just, he tells me if I don't do what he says, I'm going to regret it.
Okay. Has he avoided being arrested for domestic violence?
I would say yes, since he won't let me have my phone.
Yeah, so he tries to stop you from calling the police.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a child that is not his?
No.
Has he ever forced you to have sex with him when you did not wish to do so?
No.
Does he ever try to choke you?
Just that one time.
Okay. Does he use illegal drugs, uppers, amphetamines,
No.
speed? Okay. Is he an alcoholic or a problem drinker?
Yes, definitely.
Does he control most of your daily activities? Does he tell you who you can be friends with, who you can see, who...
Yeah, he's very controlling.
He's very controlling. Yeah, I can tell. Is he violently and constantly jealous of you? Does he say, for an example, if I can't have you, no one can?
Yeah, he says I'm nothing without him. He's the only one that can have.
I see. Have you ever been beaten while you were pregnant with him?
I've never been pregnant with him.
Okay. Has he ever threatened or tried to commit suicide?
I don't know if it was a threat, but he did say that after the first incident where we fought, where he threw things around the house and broke our TV, the following day I was planning on leaving him, but he was really sorry and saying, he was going to change and his drinking behaviors and all that, and that I had to stay with him, that he was, he couldn't live without me. And, that I had pretty much no choice or he would not be okay.
Yeah. Do you believe that he's capable of killing you?
I think if he's really drunk, he'd be capable of anything.
I know it's a hard question.
Yeah.
But
I would like to think that he's not, but
of course.
I think so.
Does he follow or spy on you, leave threatening notes, messages, destroy your property, or call you when you don't want him to?
Yes, destroy my property. And, yeah.
Have you ever threatened or tried to commit suicide?
No.
Okay, so I'm just going to add up your risk factors. Okay, and you're scoring 27, which is, it's extreme danger. So people that do score this high have been victims of homicide. So it is very important that we do discuss safety planning with you. And I wanted to know, what are some of the things that you have done so far to stay safe?
Well, I did talk to my mom, and she said I could go up there and stay with them. They live like an hour away from here.
Okay.
So I think that's probably going to be my best option right now.
Okay. And so your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, Has he been up there? Does he know where your parents live?
He's been up there one time, but he doesn't get along with my dad. So I don't think he'll go up there. Like, they've never gotten along.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a supportive family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. That's important in a tough time like this. Okay, so that sounds like a pretty good idea. So when are you planning to move to your parents?
I want to go tonight. I have a friend who's going to come over and help me get my stuff from the apartment and just go.
So he's still in jail, and you say that he's going to be let out tomorrow. So doing this today would be good.
Yeah.
So you're having your friends meeting you at the house, and they're going to help you pack and move up there. Now, okay, so he doesn't get along with your dad, and he has only been there once, and you don't think he's gonna show up. Okay. What are some of the other things that you have done? And what about, is he trying to contact you on the cell phone, or?
No, he hasn't tried to call me yet. I mean, I've thought about changing my number.
Okay, good.
So I might do that too.
Very good. Have you started some kind of a log to keep a track of what he's done and things? So I would, that would be a recommendation that if he does try to attempt to contact you in any shape or form, you definitely want to keep a log, okay? Because I know it is hard to remember specific dates, and it's a difficult time. So changing phone number, that would be good. And move to the parents, that sounds like a good idea. I would recommend that you do not visit the areas that you guys went together, that if you went out to, favorite restaurants and stuff like that, that you avoid those places. All right. Change passwords. If he has, do you know if he has any passwords to your cell phone or any of your accounts? Facebook?
Not that I know of, but I guess I could change them just in case.
I would really recommend that as well. These are recommendations, and what you do is going to be up to you, but this is just for us to help you to stay safe. Now, Facebook, that's another, issue. Are you on there a lot? You have a lot of mutual friends?
Kind of, but not. I mean, I haven't been on lately. There's just been just too much going on.
Okay.
It's just.
So I would really recommend that as well. That just don't really go on Facebook at all. If you are, maybe create a new profile or something like that if you absolutely need to. But just until things calm down. So you're gonna get help with restraining order. So I definitely also recommend that. Make copies of the restraining order. Keep one on you, like in your car. Did you have a vehicle, you said? Did you have a car? Okay, so keep one in the car and give one to your parents. And then also, if your parents have good relationships with the neighbors, to maybe give those neighbors to show a picture of your ex-boyfriend. So if he does come around, they can identify you and identify him and call. If they call you if they need to. What else? So always keep a charged cell phone on you at all times. Let's see what else. So drive different routes. You are not employed. Do you work right now?
No, I don't. But I'm looking. If I do go up, I am gonna go up north. Working for my family. My parents have their own business.
Oh, okay.
I will start working with them.
Okay. So, does he know your routes? Let's say if you have.
He doesn't know where my parents work or anything like that.
Okay. So that's the one thing. Just if you do end up going somewhere where you think that he possibly could be, I would highly recommend having someone with you.
Oh.
All right. So I just wanted to go over the power and control wheel with you. So basically, you told me some of the things that he's done and said, and I wanted to show you This is basically a tool that we use to see what kind of behaviors the perpetrators do to control their victims.
Yeah.
And looking at this one right here. So for example, coercion and threats. So he's threatening to leave, commit suicide, and he's using intimidation. He's smashing things, destroying your property. He's emotional abuse. He's putting you down, humiliating you, making you feel guilty. So these are all the behaviors that he's doing to control you.
Male privilege.
Yeah, you see that? He's the man of the house, right? So these are tools that he is using. And here's a cycle of violence also. So there's a honeymoon phase where he's saying, I'm sorry, it's never going to happen again. And then there's a tension building phase where you feel like you're walking on eggshells, avoiding to get him angry.
Just trying to fight with him.
Yeah. And then the explosion phase where he's out of control. And then you're here in the middle, pretending that it never happened. It's not going to happen again, right? And then he goes into the honeymoon phase, so it kind of goes around and again.
Yeah, I feel like I've been through that over and over and over again.
Well, I'm glad you're here, so we can help you. How are you feeling right now?
Just overwhelmed with everything.
Well, you've been through so much. So I'm going to be your case manager and follow up with you. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I call you and check up and see how things are going. So I wanted to also, so we have a safety plan that we talked about. You can keep that. We highlighted some of the things that keep you safe. And if you want, do you want a copy of the police report?
Yeah, we can.
You fill this out and you give that to the lady up front.
Okay.
This is another form. There are a couple of forms you're going to fill out. So this is for the restraining order. Fill that out when you go back in the kitchen area. Maybe have something to drink, or I don't know if you want a bite to eat or something. But fill this out and give this to the lady as well.
Okay.
So she can put you on the waiting list for the restraining order. So you can meet with a legal network. Are you interested in counseling?
I am actually. So, would it be here in the same place?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could come down like once a month or something.
I would really recommend. I think that it would be very helpful for you. If I put in a referral, they're going to contact you in about a week. And for some reason, if you're not able to do it, I would highly recommend you to go somewhere else. If you don't want to travel all the way down here.
Okay.
I think it's going to be very good for you.
Yeah, I guess I could try it out.
So that's if you wouldn't mind filling that one out as well. Do you have any questions for me before you start filling everything out? Go to the.
No, you pretty much covered everything. Thank you for your help.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and we're here for you, to support you. Whatever you decide to do.
Thank you.